Hello everyone, I'm Julia and I'm with the Sport and Rec team. I'm going to run you through a 10-minute stretch using your chair and something that you can do during your breaks in meetings as well as just in between one meeting to the next. Really great idea to incorporate this in your day-to-day because we spend so much time seated, hunched over, typing away, and it's just a great opportunity for us to really stretch out our body. First things first, get off that chair. We're going to stand next to our chair using our backrest as balance. So we're going to bring our one arm up to the sky. And then on our exhale, we're just going to fold over towards that chair, getting a nice stretch up the side. You can use the back of your chair to help with balance, but if you don't feel like you need it, you don't need to use it. It's totally up to you. Back and releasing. We'll do the same thing on the opposite side. So bringing that opposite arm up and bringing it towards the chair. So when we stretch, we want to do a minimum of 30 seconds for each stretch. And like I said, this is something that is a great thing to incorporate in your day-to-day. If you can do it more than once a day, that's amazing. But if you can at least do it once, then you're doing pretty good. So releasing that, coming back, still holding that backrest if you need. We're just going to lift up the opposite foot towards our butt. So holding it here. So like I said, you can use the backrest to help with balance. Or if you want, you can totally release and work on the balance and just find a drifty point, so a spot on the wall that doesn't move, and that will help, and just stare at that point. So we're going to release this, but we're not going to let our foot fall to the ground. We're going to bring that knee to the chest. Again, if you need, use that backrest for balance. If you find that when you're stretching you need to just be in socks or maybe a pair of shoes, then totally do that. So release. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. You don't have to move your chair. I'm just moving so you can see me better. I'm in the right position for you. So again, that opposite heel to the butt. And if we don't want to use that backrest, we don't have to. So again, totally up to you. You're going to release that heel, but again, don't let your foot drop to the ground. I'm going to bring the knee all the way forward, bringing that knee to the chest. Release, feet both on the ground. And this time we're just going to rotate those ankles. So placing your toe on the floor and just creating nice little circles. Again, if slippers or shoes are too difficult, this is a great option just to kick those off. And we'll go opposite direction if you haven't already. Switch opposite foot, so toe on the floor, rotating that ankle in circles. And opposite direction. Throughout these stretches, if you hear cracking and clicking noises, it's totally normal, especially when we're seated for such long periods of time. With that. So placing both of our hands on the backrest, facing the back of our chair, we're going to walk our feet out until our torso is in line or parallel with the floor. So getting a nice stretch in those shoulders, straightening your legs but not locking your knees. So you should feel a nice stretch at the back of the legs as well as in the shoulders. And we'll walk our feet towards the chair, coming back up into our standing position. So we're gonna adjust our chair as we come down into a seated position on our chair. We're going to lift up our ankle and place it on the opposite thigh. You can have your hand on the knee as well, just to create a little bit more of a resistance. And try to have that foot flexed as well. The nice thing with this stretch is you can also do it while you're in meetings because nobody can see the bottom half of your body. So this is a great option as well. And we'll release that, switching opposite ankle onto the thigh. Again, placing that hand on the knee if you want a little bit of extra resistance, but again, totally, you don't have to. Do what feels good for you. That's my motto when it comes to stretching and yoga. Just find the best variation that works for your body because we're all different. And we'll release that. Placing our right hand on our left knee and our left hand on our backrest, we're just going to do a nice twist over to the left hand side. And release, coming back to center, doing the same thing on the opposite side. So left hand on the right knee and right arm comes behind and we twist over to the right hand side. Back. So scooching your butt to the edge of your chair, we're going to place our hands near the backrest, but just on the bottom of the chair. And we're just going to bring our chest and our gaze upwards, squeezing our shoulder blades together for a nice chest opener. And just let the chest drop down. We'll come back into a seated position. We're going to take our left arm across our body and right arm just to hold it in place, getting a nice stretch on that shoulder. Doing the same thing on the opposite side. Arm comes across the body. And we'll release that. And last but not least, we're gonna do some wrist rotations. As most of you know, you probably have sore wrists and it's just for the amount of typing or the angle that our wrists are in. So doing rotations of this is a great thing to do and incorporate in your day. And we'll reverse opposite direction. release that, and we're done. So thanks so much for joining me, or letting me join you and running you through some stretches that you can use throughout your meeting breaks or just in between meetings. So thanks everyone, hope you enjoyed.